Good morning. Welcome to Banter with Richie B Live.
Somewhere beyond the beaten path, beyond the whispers in the woods and the stories around the fire, lurks one of the greatest mysteries of our time, Bigfoot. For decades, legends have echoed through the forests, footprints left behind, sightings that defy logic, and questions that demand answers. But this isn't just folklore. This is a call to investigate, to explore, and to uncover the truth. Banter with Richie B isn't just another show. It's a community, a movement, a hub for genuine research, real conversations, and boots-on-the-ground discovery. Every episode dives deep into evidence, expert interviews, field investigations, and the drive to seek what others say is impossible. If you believe in asking questions, if you're ready to get your boots dirty, and if you think the unknown deserves more than just a passing glance, then follow Banter with Richie B. Stay informed, stay sharp, and maybe, just maybe, be the one who finds the truth hiding in the trees.
I love you, baby Jax. I want you guys to keep climbing. I love you, Mama. Bojo's gonna get us out of here because that's what he does.
That's right. Nice meeting you all. Thank you for being on air. And yes, we are all of the phone. Let's go.
Good morning. Welcome to Banter with Richie B Live.
Near these huts,
Yep.
there is something going on here.
Behind us after. The trees were fucking moving everywhere. Yeah, bro. Goosebumps.
Maddox, you were with me. We looked this way. It was not like this.
Welcome to Banter with Richie B. Yo, what's up, everybody? Oh, yeah, that's right. He's back. Yeah, we've seen it for a while. Oh, I'm live. Look at that. Say hi, Wojo.
Hey, Wojo.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Charming It says end stream. Look at I'm live right now. It just came back live. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Cobble Mountain Critter Fest.
Yeah.
And we are on a festival, so that means it's complete fuckery, right? Oh my God. So as soon as I came on live, everything just froze, stopped. Everything just stopped. Big shocker, right? So we've been roaming around talking to everybody, and people have been coming over, and Wojo's been explaining their evidence, and yeah, it's called weather and lack of internet. But thank you for the booming comment. I always appreciate that one. Ghost Girl's here. Ron's here, of course. Let's see. Sorry, I'm a little stressed. Chad, what's up, man? Everybody see me okay now? He's gone. It's raining like hell. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I thought it was just me driving in the car, but yep, he froze. Yeah, I froze. Andy, you on your way up? Chad, Ghost Girl, look at everybody, man. Wow. Yeah, so we had a nice, pleasant surprise yesterday. If you guys remember in our live events and stuff and on the podcast, Denny O'Donnell come walking up and was like, Richie B and Wojo. So we got to meet Denny O'Donnell. Not only did we get to meet him, we went squatching last night with him.
Oh, that was bizarre.
I tell you what, it's funny when I meet you guys in person, I feel like I'm starstruck. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, you know, it's really kick ass, and we absolutely love it when people approach us and talk to us about our stuff, you know. Good, nice clean picture. Good. I got to get pizza for 6 p.m. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna put on our show tonight. We are gonna go out walking around. It's pouring out right now, but we are gonna go roaming around and trying to lift them up. You know what I mean? The local area, Cobble Mountain Critter Fest, Russell, Massachusetts. We are here till 9 o'clock, rain or shine. We're researchers, man. We go out in whatever weather and we do our thing. You know, we've been out in 0-degree weather, snow, squalls, rain. I don't really like to because I got to hear shit around me, but we do it. We have a lot of fun with it. What was that?
That's a car.
Oh, it says fire. It's telling me firewall protection. But no. So some of the things last night that we dealt with, we did an investigation right over here, literally like 4 football fields away, and there's a sand pit right in there. And you look and sound good. You should keep that set up for tonight. Yeah, I'm not changing nothing. The only thing I got to do, it sucks, is that I'm missing a cord, and I have to take my HDMI off and put it on my TV that I have hanging up. We drilled it to the rail, and Bobby Lee made us a loop of all our evidence that we've collected, so people can, when they come up, and Mojo has a great presentation talking to people, and people have been very engaged in learning our type of research and what we do, and we show them. We brought a little bit of evidence. I don't like to bring a lot of it. But yeah, we brought it, and we've had a lot of great conversations with a lot of great people, you know, sharing our story and stuff. So it's been amazing. Hi, Mary Newbert. How are you? Welcome to Banter with Richie B Live with my co-host, Wojo.
Hey, what's happening? Boom. How you doing, dude?
So really kick-ass event, even though there's rain. I think I think I've settled into the fact that whenever we do a festival, rain. It's just the way it is, right? No big deal. But we're still gonna have fun. We always have fun. We'll probably go out squashing again later tonight. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's been absolutely awesome because the people I get to go with, man. Gene Tewksbury went out with us last night, and her husband. We had an experience. You know, we came down through the woods, and sure enough, man, we heard movement, and it was big movement. And we're sitting there, and it's nice being somebody who's a novice next to me, right? Yeah. Oh, this cabin's nice. Yeah, we were over in the main manor, and Wojo and I commandeered this cabin. They said this is where we'd be running our show from and speaking from. And I said, this is where we'll be sleeping too, by the way. And he's like, all right, sure, fine. So that's what we did. Grabbed the couch from the inside, brought it out on the little farmer's porch, and there's Animal walking around behind us. What's up, Henry? BFR, Bigfoot researcher. So, yeah, we've run into a bunch of people that we know, and Dave McCullough's here, Trainer's here, Moniz is here. All the guys are actually on my first show, my very first show. They're here. And but yeah, so during that research last night, during the investigation last night, we heard big movement, and it got to the point where I was kind of letting Stan, right?
Stan, yeah.
Yeah, letting Gene Tewksbury's husband Stan know. I'm asking him because I wanted that fresh set of ears to hear and explained to me what he was hearing, and he said exactly what I was thinking. We were hearing bipedal feet walking through the woods, and we had the classic flanking going on. And the beautiful part about it was Gene Tewksbury was out in the sand pit. It's like a circle, and the tree line, was wrapped around it, right? And they had the FLIR going, and they were experiencing, without us having knowledge or radios to talk about it, something on the FLIR. We didn't know that really yet. As we kept kind of climbing, it was like a diagonal type walk, and it was almost right up to them. We didn't realize till we started getting close, and I finally had to call Wojo on the phone and say, hey, I got heavy movement. So we tracked them a good football field length through the woods, and you could hear them walking away from us, trying to get away. And they had them on the FLIR, the two heat signatures. And when we all finally got together and we were talking about it a little bit, we could still hear movement in the woods. And then all of a sudden to the left, the old trying to sound like a bat owl type thing. But then they got going. And no, we didn't. It wasn't a lot of photos, or I didn't film anything. I did record. So there's not a lot of signal up here. So it's hard for me to go live. I might be able to go live later tonight. I'm going to attempt to. I think it's worthy of that. But we did record everything, so you can hear on the recording. You can hear different things. I suggest picking up a pizza for the show tonight, $6.99 for a large. Good. All right, 2 toppings at Domino's. All right, send it up, Ronnie. I'll give you the address. Thanks, man. I appreciate the offer. That's very kind of you. What would you like? 5 larges? Yeah, we'll take 5 larges and have it sent up here to Russell, Mass. Ronnie, thank you. That's nice. Ronnie buying us dinner. You guys heard it here first. Nice guy, Ronnie. Fortunately, Florida doesn't have the pizza shops like up north. Okay, Ronnie, thanks. Yeah, so we're here with the Banter Richie B pizza show, apparently. Fucking guy.
But, going back last night, Rich, the cool thing. Oh, I can see Big Daddy coming right now.
Big Daddy Andy's here?
Yeah, Big Daddy Andy. Oh, geez.
Andy!
Don't trip over the cornhole.
Yeah, watch the cornhole.
But last night, it was such it was a great team effort because we try to, be somewhat, circle. We had Ernie Davio playing the
Native American flute, yeah.
Matt Moniz was with us. And, We also had New Hampshire Bigfoot Society that was walking with you guys. And,
Mike and Matt.
And I was with Jean Tewksbury. She never used a flare before, but all of a sudden, as Richie's walking, we saw an object appear. And then after a while, another one. But one looked like one was taller than the other one on the flare.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, brother? So
it was good because we coincided and didn't realize it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was nice. The evidence that we were all seeing brought us basically standing next to each other. So that's a lot of validity in itself, right? That was awesome. Big Andy, what's up? Big Andy's here, everybody. Say hi to Big Andy. Big Daddy Andy's in the house. Yeah, no, it was a all-star cast that we had going, man. It was pretty freaking wild. And it always an honor when you can get out with guys like the likes of Ernie Davio and people that we've interviewed on our podcast, the psychic medium. Oh, she got us shit out. Kerry Lynn, I've been meaning to talk to you. I've had my show for a little while now, and I've sat with you, but I don't believe you sat with me. I think it is time, Miss Kerry Lynn. I want to get your insight on Sasquatch, and then we can talk about what you do too as well.
Yeah.
BDA, everybody's saying hi to you. BDA, wave to the crowd. Yeah, you get your left hand. Yeah, I could turn the camera a little bit, but that's way too much technology.
I know, you get that habit. You don't want to look at this, please.
Right. So yeah, no, we had and the good thing about it was we have seasoned researchers, but we had people that were complete novice and have never been in the woods like that. And like I said, Denny O'Donnell was, Denny O'Donnell from my show. You ever see his name up on the show? Yeah, Denny O'Donnell. He has no picture or anything. It just says, he come walking up here and was like, hey, Richie B and Wojo, what's up? And I was like, Denny O'Donnell, what the hell? Can I get your autograph? You know what I mean? It was just kind of cool to have that. You know what I mean? It was
a funny introduction though when he showed up. He goes, "Oh, Richie B. Oh, you are the Wojo. I can tell by your voice." I'm like, "Who the hell are you?" He goes, "Denny O'Donnell." I go, "No way."
Yeah,
and that's what's awesome about our fans. They show up and pop out of nowhere like Big Daddy Andy. Like, it's great to put faces together.
But he's a team member. He's no longer a fan.
Yeah, I know. Well,
I showed up at Charming Fair Farms last year.
Yeah, and I mean, I put you to work.
I just wandered in.
I put him to work so he could, get in for free. No,
Oh,
yeah,
I still paid.
yeah, I know you did.
Oh, by the way, any moonshine?
Actually, I do.
Oh,
Yeah, but he knows what it costs to get into the Banter Richie B show.
yeah, baby.
You gotta get Wojo some moonshine. Yeah, we don't give Richie B moonshine. He ends up punching.
No.
He ends up punching innocent people.
Richie's already on the moon. Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, and I shine, baby.
Yeah, Jesus.
So yeah, it's pretty amazing. And Eric Vogel's here, right? We went up to October Mountain the first night I got here. They had my old ass out to 3:30 in the morning. Ghost Girl, I have a few extras of these made, and my buddy makes them for me and designed them. So they're very basic in a sense. We've gone to merch strictly on the merch store now. BanterRichieB.com. You can go on there and click that QR code, as you guys know. Here we go. Thank you very much, Ron. And we made these. His brother Matt made these kick-ass. We don't have any to show everybody. These kick-ass like posters with a QR code, and they're all wrapped in plastic and everything else. They're on thick cardboard, and the colors are just vibrant. And you got Jackson's face, and then just the QR code strictly for the merch, because the overhead sucks and carrying them around sucks. I'd rather just come here and just talk about research. You know what I mean? And if you're interested in the merch, then they can just click the QR code. So we got them hanging up all over the place around here.
So, Rich,
thanks for the Vogels.
Talk about that logo again.
What? Oh, you got the logo? Oh, yeah. Look at that thing. It says Richie B and Wojo, home of the merch. And those posters are hanging up everywhere. Those are kick ass, man. So we're gonna keep those on, and anyone else I missed. Yep.
The fabulous Vogel brothers, you guys are killing it, doing a great job out here.
Oh, and the stress of this must be crazy with the rain and different things. It's like so many pots are moving, and they're doing a good job keeping their brains steady, somewhat.
Wow. I never seen a guy wear a raincoat, right? And he's perfectly dry.
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah, well, not underneath it though.
That's good. What's? Oh, is that your smoke for your bugs?
Yes.
I think you're safe with the rain, but that's.
Well, hey, I still got them.
He's over here steaming. I'm like, what the hell's that?
Yeah, he is steaming.
I thought that was his fart exhaust. You know what I mean?
It works, man. It works. It keeps
You know?
it off me.
The guy's got an exhaust pipe for his asshole. You know what I mean?
What the hell, you know?
I gotta get one of those
Black gnats
installed.
kill you.
So is that what they say when you have a smoking ass?
Yeah. That ass is smoking.
Hot ass, you know?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, people? How you doing, man? I'm doing a podcast right now.
Keeping those? Hey,
You come up and yell obscenities if you want. I don't care.
those cats, if you plan on keeping them, I will keep them. They get wet.
Welcome to Banter with Richie B. What's up, man?
And they fall apart.
We got all kinds of cool evidence over there. Oh, watch out. Here comes the co-host. He's coming for you. Run before he talks.
Get out of my face.
No, there's some cool stuff over there. We got some cool research techniques that we do, and
I moved the table.
he can explain them to you. Yeah, we got to keep them dry.
As soon as Dave McCullough's done
So, yeah, I was hi to Sam. She's freaked. Oh, shit, Sam. I still can't see you, Sam. Wait a minute. Don't you have a new thing?
Oh, okay.
Oh, man. Hang on, man. I'm going to go over to YouTube and catch up on my Sam. Where's Sam at?
Hi, Sam.
Our amazing producer,
I thought
Sam
she was
Hunley
coming.
from Sam's Paranormal. Pretty Paranormal. Let me see. Oh, there you are, Sam. LOL. I am used to my place being John. You can't see me. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Sam. Let me see if I can get into.
Tell her to stop blocking you.
Go to channel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're. It says managing moderator.
Yeah, she's blocking.
Yeah, I don't understand. What if I put you in timeout for 10 seconds? Hide user on this channel. Let me see. This user's messages are hidden. No. So then you go back. Unhide. So I unhid you. And say something, Sam. Nope. There's something. I don't know what it would be on my end.
That's weird.
You just deleted. I know I did. I did it to bring her back. Like time her out and then bring her back type of thing. Chat filter. Top messages. Let's try that. All messages. Let me show every message. Oh, Sam, say something. She's fine now. Yes, she is this. She says, hey. Yeah, it doesn't come into my restream. Yeah, we're going to figure that shit out. Something's not right.
Well, we'll do it this way.
I think it's got to be something on your end because I've gone through everything, restream and everything. So I got my YouTube open, Sam, so I can see your comments anyway. So, but yeah, we're getting through it. We're getting through with the rain, and you know, it's only like what, June 7th. I think the seasons have shifted, right?
Yeah.
You can sit on the couch. He's gone. We got rid of his ass.
He's lost.
He's got a group of people. He's gonna get lost for an hour. So
Oh, this is where your head was.
yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, it's totally weird, Sam. But yeah, so we're gonna, you know, we had a great investigation last night. All the vendors are here. I'm gonna get on my phone shortly and go around and try to lift them up and keep them motivated. And it's very hard when it's raining, you know what I mean? So what tool? Give her the tool back? It says she's a moderator. Yeah, there's no wrench next to her name. You're right. And then it says, wait, add as a moderator. It just said managing. Oh, because when I took her down, that's what happened. Gotcha. There you go. Try that, Sam. She's a managing moderator for my page, and I can't see her. That's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, they took her mod power away. That's it. You're grounded, Sam. Matt Moniz is here. What's up, buddy?
What's happening?
You want to come say hi to the people?
Sure.
Here comes the rain.
Okay. Yeah, I thought Sam was coming.
Sam, no. What are you talking about? She's in North Carolina, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, we're giving hugs. Oh, God. Have a seat, Andy. Move over. Let Matt Moniz sit down. No, you don't have to get up. You guys can squeeze together. Come on. Oh, look at this. They're running up here. Yeah, I got a farmer's porch. Everybody's like, get up on this farmer's porch. It's farmer. Richie. Oh, Damian Smith is here. Wow. Where have you been?
Something like that.
Good afternoon. Been at a fundraiser event. Days. Nothing but rain. Oh, it's raining there too? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Everybody take cover.
Now, last night,
You come up and around if you want.
I don't want to get in your broadcast.
No, that's I ain't worried about it. You'll just be worldwide. If you want to, you're gonna get caught. You know what I mean? We got a couple of convicts here. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, so Matt Moniz is here.
Yep.
Matt, say hello. You guys know Matt from my show.
hello guys.
Good
Now,
Go ahead.
we had an encounter last night that was very, very interesting.
Told you. I told you.
Yep.
I think I'm just mocked and they following me now. It's getting weird, right, Matt?
Well, you're weird to start with, so like attracts like.
Yeah, that's true. Water seeks its own level, and we got plenty of water, so that's a good thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're gonna get out once it's supposed to slow down and break up, and then this evening actually around 5 or 6 it's supposed to stop. They're saying, right? Should I check my weather app? 'Cause you know that thing tells the truth, right? Let's see. Everybody says hi, Matt. They're saying hi, Matt. Hi, Matt.
Hello, folks.
Yeah, rain for the next hour. Look at this nonsense, right?
Oh,
Yeah, right around 6. So we're going to 9, and we're gonna have no rain, and I'm gonna wander around and I'm gonna get to know the vendors and talk to them. You know, promote their stuff online because you know how I do things. I like to promote people and help people, and people should reciprocate, but I don't need them to. You know what I mean? Why? What's up? I got my son text me. So yeah. Anyways, so Matt.
yes.
Oh shit! Look at it. Look, it's bugging out. You see that?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's crazy in here. There's Sam again. Logged out of restream. Maybe that will work. I still don't see you on these. Very weird. So Matt,
Yes.
what was I saying? What have you been up to, buddy?
I've been doing a lot of UFO work, and there's been a very, very big flap in the New England area, complete with drones. We're talking human-made drones and other drones that is, we'll say, not local.
Yes.
Unexplainable
at this point, you think?
Well, put it this way: when I'm seeing stuff out my front window and recording, you know, it's about the size of a single person helicopter. It was a drone that you could sit in, and
That's
it flew
crazy.
right by my house. I got a video of it.
That's nuts.
There's plenty of other stuff going on in Wareham, Bridgewater,
Yep.
Middleborough, that whole area right
Yep.
in there.
Yep.
At least UFO stuff. And I also have a report from down actually on Cape Cod of something that ran across the road
Really?
a week ago. I'm trying to
Interesting.
chase down the person that gave me
That
the
reported it?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Interesting. There's my Aussie friend. What's up? Yeah.
I'll let him come. I gotta go do some other stuff.
Go ahead, my man.
Peace, guys.
Thanks for stopping by, Matt. Appreciate it. Aussie, come here. I got a gentleman from Australia here. Well, that's where he's originally from. Have a seat, man. Sit on the couch. It's the banter couch, bro. This thing's legendary. I just took it out of the cabin. Don't tell him. Don't tell him I stole this couch. He's sitting on a stolen couch. So what brings you here from? Well, you live here now. How long have you lived in America? Too long? I mean, it's kind of a mess. I apologize for our antics.
More than 20 years now. 23
20?
years.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think your accent's ever going to go away with that?
No, if it hasn't by now,
Oh, is it?
it will only
We
be
could
by choice.
we could retrain you.
We can rebuild you. No, you cannot. No, because you know, it's rather ingrained.
Right?
It's me.
Yeah, I'm going to bring in the microphone a little closer.
All right.
Yeah, the Aussie people, you know how laid back they are. Like, really? Fucking speak up, bro. You know what I mean?
Irreverent is what we are as well.
So, did you have interest in Bigfoot, what, Yowie, or what?
They call it. I think the local legend is Yowie.
Yeah,
I think
the Yowie.
in Australia, yeah.
So, did you have interest over in Australia when you were young or anything?
Only passing, not really big. No.
Like conversation, maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Or once a high school teacher said they were on a school camp and no, they saw nothing, but there was a legend around the area that they were at. So anyway,
Interested. So, have you had any experiences in America?
I have not. Oh, all right.
Speak up loud for the
I
microphone.
got a fright once. I was out in
You got a
the woods.
fright once?
That's it. I was out, and Tim here described Savoy Mountain State Forest. So went there, and it's all reclaimed farmland up there.
Yeah.
And so driving along, came across an old cemetery. I thought, oh, that's fascinating. So I hopped out and went and had a look. And I hopped up onto the wall of the cemetery, which is just stones about 2 feet high. And there was this noise behind me. What
Really?
was that? And it was like a chirp, but it was very loud. And there were birds tweeting. There were squirrels. Well, it couldn't be a monster because there's squirrels and birds twittering.
Right.
Anyway, so that was my experience.
It kind of gets you thinking, huh? What's up, Tim?
Hey guys.
Tim Vogel's here, everybody. We are live right now on the podcast. This is Tim Vogel. He's the one, him and Eric obviously have organized all this, and he got a beautiful day of rain. I'm sure he's very happy and unstressed, very relaxed. He's on his 42nd cup of coffee.
43rd.
43rd, my bad, sorry. So how do you feel, even with the rain and how things are going, man?
Well, now that I'm hijacking your thingy here,
The dry space, yeah.
we have. I'm actually pretty happy considering the rain. It looks
Yeah.
pretty good. We had half of our vendors showed up, and half of our people that purchased tickets, maybe half, haven't shown up.
Okay.
So it's unfortunate, but
Yeah.
it's not a bad event so far. I mean,
No, I think it's been great.
hopefully
People have
this
been
goes out and we're good.
they've been very engaging over here, talking about our research techniques, our evidence that we have. I do run the loop on the TV that hopefully ain't getting too soaking wet, and we're checking out the evidence loop on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's been great. And you know, with Charm and Fair Farm, we were in the blue tent, and that thing you just get dripped on. But here it's nice under here, right? Pretty
Well,
cool,
you
right?
guys are big sponsors. We had to give you guys the big, nice, comfy.
The
day.
commissioner's cabin.
The commissioner's cabin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we kind of told everybody that we just stole it. You know what I mean? And then we stole the couch.
They pirated it.
Yeah.
Well, they did. I don't know where this came from.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Mind your business. No, we've had a lot of fun, and Tim's been very accommodating and very open-minded. That's what I love about it. Like, yeah, you that's a good idea. Go do that, or whatever the case might be. And you got to be like that when you're doing an event like this, right? And you got to be lighthearted because you sit around here going, "Oh, the weather's gonna get me," because you can't change that.
Yeah, you got to roll with it. If we're out swatching and it's raining, you're out swatching in the rain.
Yeah.
You know, you bring raincoat, big hat. You're all
Yeah,
set.
look at Australia, man.
Yeah.
A dude from Australia.
Yeah.
He came out. He flew all the way from Australia last night. Yeah.
All the way.
Yeah, in a boat.
Yeah.
He flew and then took a boat. He rode.
And then I walked.
And then you walk. Then you walk. There's always walking. And don't you have a stick to walk with?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're walking about, you need a stick.
Yeah.
To walk about.
Every Australian has a walking stick. Did you guys notice this? I've noticed this on the Discovery Channel because we don't get to see it any other way. You know what I'm saying? Right?
So let me just say, on the weather, even on a day like this, any day like this, when you're closer to 6 feet tall than negative 6 feet tall, it's a pretty good day.
That's a good day, right?
All right. Now
You
someone
call
else
me,
has to
did
tell.
you just call me short, you Australian bastard?
Oh, he said, closer
What's
to
a-
6 feet than
What's a
negative-
bad phrase in Australia I could call you?
Oh, I don't think we can say it.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, you can fucking say whatever the fuck you want. Go ahead.
Oh, no, it's worse than that.
It's worse than that. Oh shit! All right, get out of here. You're gonna get me kicked off. You're gonna take away my monetizing. What's happening here? Hello. You can come up. Are you okay? You can go anywhere you want.
Hey, guy,
You want to try to stay as dry as possible?
we had a number of people come up to us already. One in Chester telling me he's had something picked last year and this year, picking stuff 8 to 12 feet.
Step right in.
15 feet up. There's a nice cookie.
Yeah, you could be live all over the world on a podcast.
So these things are picking their apples, not apples, peaches and plums off of the tree. And
Okay.
he figures he lost about 150 pounds of food.
He lost 150 pounds of food, and the guy just told you the story.
Yep. So we've got connections up in Chester. We're going to check him out.
Wow.
These folks over here that you're talking to, they're out of the Quabbin area, Quabbin Reservoir.
Oh, Quabbin Reservoir's got some good history.
Yeah, we've connected with them. We'll be out investigating them, and they got some insane stuff.
Nice.
A lot of local history.
Nice.
Shared through the community. Actually, talk about it, and it's we saw this one here, so they think they're seeing the same one in the same area, and he's got all kinds of reports. He's got a farm, has something to do with the horses.
Wow.
I don't know if it was the braiding of hair or
Yeah.
any of that. But I know there was horse.
Yeah.
Some sort of shenanigans.
Yeah, let's get in weird. Yeah, let's go with Braden.
Yeah.
That's new. Maybe we'll have a whole show on Bigfoot and his fascination with horsies. Right? Hello, Donna. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. That's it. So what are you folks doing here?
Step right up.
Come on up. I'll talk to anybody. My name's Richie B. My show's Banter with Richie B. And that's what I like to do is banter. I do jokingly converse. I use foul language once in a while. I apologize. It's Andy's fault. He pisses me off. You guys want to have a seat? Andy, let him have a seat. Let's talk to some people, man. Let's have a party. Let's go. All right, here we go. So yeah, we got my audience, right? And then we have we're on Dark Realm TV. It's on every Roku television all over the world, Amazon Fire Stick all over the world. We upload to everything. We were top 25% in Spotify last year, first year doing it. So we have a pretty good audience. And my regular buddies over here, they're always joining me and supporting me. You know what I mean? And my story goes, I had a Sasquatch family basically in my backyard. And I interacted with them for like 8 years before I said anything. I was like, I don't want to say nothing. It was like, I'm already loony. You know what I mean? Then I had Bigfoot. And what's your name?
Arnold.
Arnold?
Yep.
And your name?
Kathy.
Kathy, pleasure. Arnold and Kathy, completely random. Got them out of the rain, keep them dry. What's your fascination with Bigfoot? Anybody?
I always thought it was really interesting ever since, we were kids. You can see that Leonard Nimoy would talk about it.
It's always Leonard Nimoy, dude.
Scared the hell out of us when we were kids. And
Yeah.
in the woods,
Yeah, that's awesome. Ever have any kind of experiences? Are you from this area? Or? You don't have to have an experience. I was just curious if you did.
I haven't seen anything myself.
Right. Yeah, but you just have this fascination now, right? You kind of get locked onto it, don't you?
We're paranormal investigators. So
Oh, kick ass.
Yeah,
That's
so
where I
this-
started.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. I had a whole family team for 10 years. We did it. And then I had a little baby girl and I didn't want to bring anything home with me. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, my niece's now husband got scratched on an investigation, and I was like, that's it. Yeah,
You investigated. You try to stay away from places that are really
Well,
bad
we were practicing one night in the old cemetery, right? That's what you do. You go out and you try out new equipment and you talk and you do this paranormal stuff, right? And and my boy Damien from Scotland, he's a great supporter. We've missed him lately though. And we were in there doing that, and I remember we were trying to I took a picture, definitely a self-lit orb, wasn't like dust. It was big and bright over my niece's head. And then I ran an EVP session with a live playback, and you heard it crystal clear, Class A EVP, and it broke into the frequency, and he went, "Get out!" And then he broke out of the frequency. And I said, "All right, guys, let's do a circle of protection on the way out. Say Michael the Archangel prayer and all that stuff. You got to connect. Everybody's connected." And my niece's now husband, Kyle, we'll call him. It says, "Real funny, Uncle Rich." And I said, "What? What the hell are you talking about? I'm ready to say a prayer. I'm being serious stuff. You don't play around."
It is serious, yes.
And he said I grabbed his ass. Pardon me. And everybody's saying, "Hey, Arnold and Kathy, Richie and Mojo was my first live sassy hunt." Yeah, we bring them out. We go live on YouTube. So if you like, subscribe, hit the notify button, get on your headphones. As investigators, you know how to do it.
Yes.
Put it up on the big screen, and you can walk with us. It's awesome. And everything, my evidence is all screenshots. I don't edit nothing. I just want it to be live and real. If we see it, you see it. You know what I mean? We hear it, you hear it. So he says, real funny. He thought he grabbed his butt in a prayer circle. Who the hell would do? Not even I would do that. Okay. And he said it
It
again.
happened to him too once.
It's crazy, right? So we got back to the house, and he had a scratch down his butt cheek.
Oh.
Yep.
You didn't have a scratch.
No.
But...
Yeah, he got scratched, and he was freaked out and never, ever, ever, ever would come up with us again. And it took me a couple weeks, but I was like, you know what? That's enough. I kind of pushed a little much, and I wasn't a provoker. I didn't believe in that.
I was just gonna ask
It's
that.
always for me. It's always peaceful. It's always about, I say the creature because I'm talking about Bigfoot, but even as a human, when I was 7 or 8 years old, there was a woman in my room, and she came back 3 nights in a row, and it turned out my father's mother died when he was 13, and there was one picture of her as a young child. That's all I ever saw. And I described her. My mother ran to the phone, called my dad. It said, "Richie just described your mother to a T, right down to what she was buried in her limp."
Yeah, my grandmother did that.
Yeah, and that's
In
what
my old house
she knew my
in Brooklyn.
name. I'll never
Yeah.
forget. It's okay, Richie. Richard, everything's going to be okay. And she went to rub my hair, and I ran right through her. Woo! Gotta go.
Oh my.
First
You
Yep,
grew up in a
goosebumps.
haunted
Look at
house.
goosebumps.
I
That was the
see
first time I ever had sleep paralysis. It was like,
Isn't that
she was
freaky?
there. And I was like praying and scared to death. I was a
Yeah.
teenager,
Yeah.
And then it said I left. It was inside my ear. It wasn't like someone talking to me.
Yeah.
It was like inside my head.
Yeah,
And
gotcha.
this woman's voice said I left, and then the weight lifted off me.
That's called the mind's eye. That's called the mind's eye when you get that message. So I've done a little bit of like sensitive. I'm a bit of a sensitive. I've done some mediumship classes, things like that. I've explored it. I actually used it up on October Mountain the night before last, and it was awesome. But I don't know if Carrie Lynn's still here. She's a psychic medium, and it was awesome because I haven't been open. I lost a son in 22, and I just got so scared I shut everything off, and I haven't wanted to. Thank you, and I haven't wanted to. But he's the reason why we're here. His name's over there on the board. But at the end of every show, I always say, "I love you, baby Jack," because he was stillborn, and but he inspired me to get up and tell my story and not be afraid of ridicule, because you can't hurt me any more than that. You can call me anything you want, right? You're not gonna reproduce that pain. So he's my inspiration of doing this. And the other night we were up at the cemetery, we were talking to little Annie. She has a stone there with toys on it and stuff. And something just turned me around and drew me like 3 feet diagonal behind her. And I said, "Oh, you're a gentleman. You're a male." And I have it recording on you hear me talking to her. And then I go, something with the letter D. And I said it like 3 times, D. And I look down, there's a stone there, and it says, "Emily, wife of David." And I said, "Oh, it's David." I got all excited, and I haven't had that feeling in Sarga.
You nailed it.
And yeah, I nailed it. Yeah, and I was so super sick. So I started talking to him. I haven't reviewed it because these jerks got me back here at 3:30 in the freaking morning. I'm still trying to recover. You don't recover well when you're 53. Thanks, Vogels.
Put down over here.
Quiet. Sorry, I'm live all over the world. I apologize. So
That's how we roll. And
yeah. So how long you been
We
researching?
were at her father's grave.
Well, let's start from the beginning. He grew up in a haunted farmhouse.
Okay.
Him and
Wow,
his
yeah.
six brothers and sisters, all and his mother,
They all had
all
stories,
had
you know?
experiences.
Really?
All have stories.
Now, was the farmhouse handed down through the family, or was
No,
it something your
was
parents
my
bought?
parents bought it.
Okay. So it came with something.
Yeah.
And you know what
The
happens when you
bonus.
do renovations on an old
Big
house?
You shake them up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You shake them up. They don't like
Dad
that.
Did some renovations on the house.
I did a reading on the house once, and the lady was that I was doing the reading for. She didn't know a lot of the history I was telling her. She actually had to go to town hall. Called me 2 days later, going, "Oh my God," because I told her, I said, "You made a." I wasn't in the house. I was in the kitchen area. I said, "You made a bedroom into a living room." She's like, "How would you know that?" I said, "Because that lady just told me." And she goes, "What lady?" I said, "The one coming down the hall," and she's pissed off. She goes, "Yeah, there's something in here throwing stuff." So she was mad that they took this. It had the old cobblestone fireplace and everything. It was beautiful, but they made it into their bedroom, and she did not like that. So she did research. Come to find out, it was a farm. Like I said, the farmer was docile, peaceful guy, and his wife just ran the roost. And she was known to be someone who wasn't very pleasant to talk to, unapproachable, so to speak. She was approachable that day. She approached me. It was pretty crazy, but I nailed it, and that was probably the last time I had nailed it. And that was many years ago before I did
My
that.
mom always saw stuff at the house.
Your mom did?
Yeah, she'd be like sewing in the living room downstairs, and she'd hear someone walking around up in the hallway upstairs, and she's like, I called up the stairway, you know, and there was a door and a stairway, and the light from the door in the
Yep.
room would hit the wall on the side, and she's like, I called up to see if it was you upstairs, and I saw a shadow walked right into your room.
Oh boy! Oh boy! You didn't think to wake me up and get me out of there?
And my brother would say, why don't you just wait till midnight to tell us this?
You right?
As
Exactly.
he's going to sleep.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a group with a name and all that?
Thanks. I was just going to go upstairs.
Yeah. Nope. No thanks.
Well, his sister and most of your sisters and
My
I,
sister started going
they
again.
gave us shirts that Pins and
She's
Note
like,
Oh,
you
okay.
guys gotta go
Paranormal.
there. Oh my God, it's so cool. It's ghosts. Everything's ghosts down there. It's haunted. Everything's haunted. So we went down there, and the first time we ever went, we pulled into the Jenny Wade parking lot,
Mhm.
and she's just turned on her thing, and she's like, say, is there anybody here? I didn't even have a chance to say it. It recorded this woman's voice,
Right away.
Loud.
really loud.
Loud whisper. They always whisper.
And we
Yeah,
were trying
yeah,
to figure
yeah.
out what it
It's
said. And a
frequency.
friend of mine figured it out. He said, this woman, she has a British accent. She's saying hurry, but it's more like hey, like that.
Oh, really?
Hey. And it's real loud right in the phone. Right
That's
now.
crazy. That place is fun. I haven't been there yet. I'm afraid to get like this. You know what I mean? Get the spins and the tight chest and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Later on in the tour, we found out that when she got shot, they had to hurry up and get her body up through the upstairs, through the wall that was hit with a cannonball, and down the other side.
I know this
They couldn't
story.
go outside.
I know that
They'd get
story.
shot at.
I know that story.
So
That's well
That's
documented.
what the hurry meant.
Yeah.
We were right in the parking lot. That's, if you go there, right outside that gift shop
Mhm.
area on the
Yeah.
side. I've got
She was helping
DVDs
American
there.
soldiers,
Yeah.
Yes.
if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And
Baking
they
bread
she
right
went-
in the kitchen,
Yep.
baking bread, and the sniper got
Correct.
him blown in the head.
Correct.
Shot right through the door.
Yep.
And got her, and she went down. That was it.
And I believe she was her final spot. They brought her down to that bed. There's a bed in the basement,
Yep. Yep.
right? And
Yep.
that's where she actually.
Yeah, they have a
they think they
mannequin
killed
there
her
to
instantly, but
reenact it,
yeah.
But,
Oh, they had the whole reenactment there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
About 5 years later, we were there at night, and I was in the parking lot, and I said, "What does hurry mean? Is it hurry to hide the body?"
Yeah.
And yes, like 3 times.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know,
That is
Can't
crazy.
but that was years later.
Sam says it was cool, but I go, oh, Sam. Hi, Sam. I only see you on YouTube again. Still, I mean, I should.
Yep. Gettysburg, hottest spot ever.
Yeah.
That
was a fun
I've
one
heard
for
there's
you.
only
You have to
2
try it.
spots in the United States that are the highest for paranormal. It's Gettysburg and Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
From what I
Yeah, George is pretty well known. I've heard a lot about South Carolina too. Whether Charleston
Yeah.
is like the haunted city, haunted town, or whatever the case might be. Now, how do you feel about Bigfoot? Be honest. You don't have to impress nobody.
Okay,
If you think it's bullshit, say it's
I
bullshit.
think
No,
it's got to be
no.
out there.
No.
I think there
I
could
think
be
it's got to
something.
be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually a biology teacher.
Okay.
And
Is that conflicting?
well, I mean, the fact that there isn't a body, but that doesn't necessarily, I mean, if they're that intelligent that they haven't been found and seen, then they're that
They have been
intelligent to cover their tracks.
They sure do.
And then there's, talk about maybe some connection with UFOs.
There is. I haven't totally been there yet. That's
I
called,
don't know.
that's the woo part of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And for me, I was dealing with something that was bipedal, physical, flesh and blood. I lean towards more of the primitive human. I mean, we all have primate in us. So they're probably maybe a little closer to the primate than we are. So that they probably have more tendencies to act like them. And I believe that they're on a different frequency, like talking about a psychic or a medium. We're all energy. Everything's energy. And a psychic medium has a higher sensitivity to energy, right? So what if you're dealing with a primitive human that's on a higher frequency? You can actually gain abilities with the more frequency you have, like a psychic medium, correct?
Yes.
So when you see self-illuminating eyes like I have in the woods, it's plausible, right? I haven't poked him in the eye yet, so it's not 100%, right? But it is plausible, right? I'm a gentle researcher. I ease my way into stuff. You know what I mean? I got to see a lot of things to believe.
I was watching a show one time, and it's the first thing they say in every documentary. Oh, the Indians call them this, and these Indians call them that. They call them the Westman, they call them or whatever. And I'm like, how many names are there?
Many.
So I Googled it. The Google says like 150. But then
And
I've
so
heard
many
there's like 300
cultures
names.
that are describing almost the exact same thing.
Yep.
How,
But the names are all different because these people never even met each other. I'm sure
Yep.
right?
the Indians in New Hampshire never met the Indians.
Yeah, they didn't
in
just
Texas.
dial them up and go, hey,
California, the
Yeah.
smoke signal from that part. But they all have a name for the same exact thing.
they
So,
call
like that in itself. They've seen this
Excuse me.
thing so many times and they know about it that they called it something. That's just,
Yeah, we have an elder medicine bear claw. I don't know if I haven't seen her today.
But
She's
I thought of something, and I'm like, if it was a myth, if you were to go to the mall and randomly survey like 300 people
yep.
that never met each other, don't know each other, whatever, say, I'm making a monster movie, and I want you to come up with a monster, and we describe it, do what it does, do everything like that.
Yeah.
And you really think 300 people are all going to give you the exact same monster?
No.
It's impossible.
No,
So
it
that's
is.
like, to me, that's proof that it's got to be out there.
Well, there is, and like I was saying, with the other medicine bear claw, she's Blackfoot, and she's on the West Coast, and they call Satania. So,
Yeah,
so
they
when
even
we're
speak
close to
different
them,
languages.
we'll use.
So they
the
have a
things
name,
she's
even
taught us.
with different languages, they still have a name for the same thing.
Well, yeah, but think of it like this, and I use this example all the time. You have Eskimos that live up on the North Pole, right? But then you have the Caribbean. They look different, they talk different, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Think about it. Why can't they be geographically different like we all are? Why not? And the descriptions of them are different. Now, when I was a kid, Leonard Nimoy days, right? And everything was there's one Bigfoot out there. You know what I mean? There's one Bigfoot. He looks like this, and that is it. And as I evolved, obviously as an adult, I saw it different in itself. But when I had my experiences and I've done my research, they're born differently like you and I are. Their DNA tree alters.
If it was a myth, you'd have 300 different kinds of monsters.
Correct.
Dinosaur,
Correct.
like wings.
And that's what we do. We communicate with people all over the world and all over the country, and they'll have the same tendencies and behaviors.
Looking monster, pretty much.
They'll talk about the flat face and
That's impossible.
some light-colored eyes and different things.
Color fur,
Oh yeah, right, different, right, exactly. So,
They're all big though, pretty much.
yeah, we have, and I'm going to run my evidence loop soon, but we have recordings that we have what we call a gifting chair. And we went into this research area from my backyard, about a 10-mile circle. And I found no need to go really anywhere else because it's been so active. And I've learned so many things, like they are nomadic, meaning they live in the same area,
They travel around,
but they don't go far.
Routes, right?
But they're not migrational in a sense. At least mine aren't. But landmass comes into that theory. Because if you're in British Columbia or Alaska, they might migrate because there's more landmass, right? So they have to go further to the summer home than they do.
They follow the food source. like
Correct.
deer,
Yes.
deer traveling around.
And in my place, it could be 2 PM, like one of the biggest experiences I had, or it could be nighttime where I was bluff charged, right? Or it could be dusk, scary, boom, like right at you. And my first reaction when my buddy's a hunter, he goes, "Oh, that's a buck." And then it did it again. He goes, "Nope, not a buck," because bucks will turn and run after they bluff charge.
Yeah, we heard a similar
Yeah, we were
noise when we were in
Gettysburg.
Gettysburg.
Really?
Yeah.
My best man and her, they saw like a light moving in the sky.
Yep.
And then right after that, we,
They
She
were
went
busy
back in the
looking at a
car.
light, and then
we're
we're
looking
hearing
at the
something in the woods.
battlefield. The car's right here, like against the woods, like this wall would be the woods.
Yep.
Car's right here. I'm on the passenger side. So we're looking that way across the street at the battlefield. It's the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I hear, I mean, there's no lights out there.
Right.
No lights.
Yeah.
No lights. You can't tell if your eyes are open. It's so dark.
Field
Yeah.
on one side, dense forest on the other.
Yeah.
And we're
So,
standing right next
I'm
to
standing in the road. My buddy can't hear it because he's got hearing problems. He didn't hear it, but I hear.
Oh yeah. Yep. I've heard that. Yep.
From the woods. And I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. Yeah. And no, we
He's
have
like, "Did
we have
you hear
recordings
that? Oh my
like
God,
that.
did you hear? I should have had my recorder on.
I missed it.
It's like,
I was in the car.
she went in the car already.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh no. It's like, so I had to go towards the woods
Yep.
and walk through the woods almost to get to the
I was wondering why he was
passenger seat.
running in the
And I
car.
was like, oh my God, that was scary.
That's scary, right?
And he didn't hear it. And he was like, I can't hear anything.
And then there was another time when we were hiking. Where were we hiking? And we brought the dog. So I've heard a
Oh,
few
yeah, I heard that.
times.
It was a pitch dark coming from the woods right behind me. And it was like, what the hell is that? The first thing I thought of was like, it could have been a deer or something like that. Or, I know there's deer.
Yeah.
out there.
Buck will generally huff and then go.
But that was
They're
like,
just trying to push you back so they can go. They're not.
like a loud, scary exhale.
Yeah. And we have recordings on the gifted chair. It's metal, so we have an earth magnet, and we put my recorder, my AVP recorder, for my paranormal stuff, and we put it under there. And we attach it to a battery pack, so I got 72 hours of recordings. So we've heard them walk up. I have on my YouTube channel. It says 3 big steps, and you can hear the pads. Doom, doom, doom. Andy's heard that one, right? And so they approached. You can hear them approach. We actually have talking that we recorded and we sent off to an expert linguist, and he deemed it was a vocalization and it was a dialogue, like there was a conversation,
Like,
words.
language, right? Yeah.
Correct. So of course he can't say Bigfoot because it's unknown, right? But he says those are the 2 things you have. So I put it at 100% vocal, 100% intellect, and we repeat that in the woods when we go out, and we've gotten incredible responses. One of them is a soft double tap. So he'll go, huh, and I'll go, blah, blah, like that. And we're standing there and you hear boom, boom, off a tree. And I took that as, that's not us. That's them idiots. You know what I mean? Like, don't say nothing. Shut up, And we've had so many experiences. If you go on the YouTube channel, because we do everything live, like I said, you hit the notify button, you'll get notified when we're going live. And everybody here is like, there are virtual researchers. Andy's another one. You put your headphones on, you watch it on the screen. Hey, look left. I think I saw a new structure. They know our area pretty much like we know our area. I could have a twig out of place and know it either felt that wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of stuff. Structures are a big deal. Structures are more like deer traps, clam signs, don't go here signs, food's over there signs.
Yep.
So when you see massive areas of breakage, there's an explanation for it.
Yeah.
And people would say,
Especially if there's a pattern to it.
correct, yeah. And you start seeing them in all these different places. I have one that on my evidence. Hope I didn't get too wet. Andy, can you see if my TV's getting too wet? I had it underneath the
I
lip.
put some things on a few podcast, maybe like 3 or 4 different ones. That the person says they
Is
put
that
up,
wet?
they put up motion lights.
Wet? Sorry. A little splashing. All right. Hey, do this for me. Oh, that was a
Or put
terrible
an
throw.
umbrella over that.
Yeah, right? Yeah, just see if you can just lay it over the top even, you know what I mean? Sorry, guys. Technical stuff here. You're dealing with rain. I'm sorry, what were you saying now?
So they, I've heard 3 or 4 different times on podcasts from different people. They put up motion lights to
Yep.
detect to see if there's something going on to their barn or whatever.
Yeah.
And one guy put one on his house, and he was the motion lights,
Thank you.
and he was going out to get his mail, and he saw a branch in his yard, right? And didn't know what that was. He left it there. So another day later, he went out at nighttime when the lights would be on. So when he got right up to that stick, the lights came on.
Oh,
And then the barn guy found a branch in his field.
yeah.
And as soon as he got up to that branch, the lights came on.
So they know.
They,
They're telling the
started
others.
marking
Yes.
how far they can get
That's intelligent.
away with.
It is. It is. And what you're saying, I know is true because I've seen
You've
this.
seen stuff like
And not
that.
just not necessarily with that type of scenario.
They slap your house. And
But
stuff
we
like that.
but we know that they have marked where we've been. So we go into this certain area because we're looking at this structure. We come back, that structure is destroyed. They don't want us in that area looking. They know what we're looking at. They know what we're interested in. So they destroy it. There's nothing to look at no more. It's gone. Don't come back, right? So we've done that. And we actually have prints over there too. We had a print in the ice. And we had to reach out to the Vogels. We didn't know how to cast it, you know. So what you got to do is we put dental bone down, and you got to keep sprinkling snow in it till it gets stiff. Otherwise, the heat will ruin the structure of the print. And it's 8 inches by 3, and the heel, if you think about it, my heel's 3 1/4. I'm 11 1/2. This thing's only 8 inches long, so it's a little one. But how wide his foot is for that age is not human.
Yeah.
But you can see the little toes on it, and then you can see there's we have the ball of our toe. We have that crease.
Yep.
It's right over there on that little cast, and you can see that line go like this. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Wow.
Wow.
And it was a little trackway, and we have video of the trackway and things like that. So it's been crazy over there, you know. And what do you want? What do you got? You got me something? Get the hell out of here. All right, I'm just kidding. That's just the animal. What's up?
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask any question.
Do you ever leave food for them?
Yes.
You do.
So there's peanut butter jars over there. You'll see that we leave a stick with,
Really?
and you can see the stick in there.
I knew it
And-
wasn't good to feed them because
Why?
if you stop,
Yeah.
then they get angry.
No.
No?
I've never had any
Just
incident.
things that I've heard.
No, and I know that, and I'm not saying it's not true in some areas, but in my particular research area and with the particular family that I've been dealing with, I feel I have a bond with them. I don't. I've never felt. I've been scared. I've been scared.
What area are you from?
Bridgewater Triangle, southeastern
Oh,
Massachusetts.
we've been there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
my
we've been
property's
there.
right in the Bridgewater Triangle.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We've been there.
I tell the story a lot.
Let's see Gordon House, and then we go over to
Fall River. Yep.
Well,
Yep.
that's another place I started telling earlier. When we go on hikes, I insist on bringing my dog. I have a husky,
Yep.
and she is quite the hunter.
Yeah.
I mean, if it comes in my yard, it's dead.
Right.
Squirrels, woodchucks,
Party's over.
right?
Hi, D-Hoot.
So one time we had the dog with us, a couple of times.
We were
And
hiking
it-
on the notch where the 2 women saw something.
We heard something. The dog stopped dead in her tracks
Mm.
and kept staring and
One of
couldn't
these.
budge her. Couldn't budge her. She didn't want to go any further,
Looking in the woods, like
Yeah.
which got us a little nervous.
Of course.
Where do you see, dog? Because we're
What
not
are you
seeing
looking
it.
at?
Yes. They know. They know
And,
things that we don't.
And her hunting instincts are so keen. This
Right.
dog.
You have to.
She's quick.
Yeah, if you have an animal out there with you and they alert like that. Hello, Michelle Wilform. Alpha, I didn't say hi to you. What's up, buddy? You gotta listen to them. You have to listen to them. They know things we don't know. I have never brought any of my animals out with me. I just been in, I don't want to, I didn't know what would happen.
Provoke them.
You know what I
or,
mean?
You know,
Are they hungry and they're going to take them? I don't know. You know what I mean? But like I said, I've been in situations where I've been flanked. I've had one here. I've heard them talk back and forth with another researcher, Dave McCullough. He was just up there talking. He was at my property taking a report for the BFRO. And we heard them go back and forth. They were speaking sentences. They were speaking a language. And the second time, they did 2 sentences each. And on the second sentence, there was this loud pop, like period, end of discussion. And then the big guy picked up. Right as soon as that first pop happened, he picked up and said something. And then he did a pop. And that was it. Silence. And they were talking about us. They walked us out. They no doubt about it. And I remember standing there. I was a bit of a novice, and I'm reaching for my phone, like I'm going to get this on video. You know, you get that kind of hunger in your head, and then I'm thinking, they're probably going to kill me if I do that. Am I reaching for a gun, right? Or will this experience stop, and I'll ruin that? So I had 2 credible people. One was an author that was doing a book and had a chapter about me in it, and he was taking a report. So they're very credible. And we sat there, and his mouth was on the ground. I'm looking at him for answers. I'm like, is that Sierra sounds? That Sierra sounds? And he just didn't say nothing. And then when it ended, he goes, I think it's time for us to leave. I could see he was shook, you know. And I went out. I went out to my yard like I always did. I looked back at the woods and I waved, you know, hey, guys, thanks a lot, man. And he looked at me and goes, Rich. I said, what? He goes, I think they're here because of you. And I'm like, what a profound statement. I didn't realize how much that statement was going to mean to me years later when I'm a researcher, I guess they call it now, right? But yeah, it's been a wild ride. A lot of these, hi Cheryl, a lot of these guys here go out with us, and they can hear everything. Sparky, they see everything, and it's just a great experience because they're constantly going, and the lives have grown to the point where I have a bunch of moderators now. Like right here, you see all the wrenches. We were up to 13,120 viewers last time we were out.
Wow.
Before that, it was 8,000. Before that, it was 5,000.
Now you got a couple more.
I would love to have you guys, and I'd love to see you on the side because the experience helps. You know, I'm not saying anything but anybody that doesn't have experience. I'm just saying when you have somebody that's heard the things you've heard, seen the things you've seen, you might be able to identify that sound that you heard in the woods with my woods. You know what I mean? And the recordings we have are insane. We hear them meetings. We have them. One time it goes because we had honey jars out there, and you can hear them quiet. And you become, as a researcher, you learn their habits. So you're kind of doing the Jane Goodall thing without sitting with them, right?
Yes.
Right? You're listening to it. So scientifically, I can say these are very patient creatures because I sat there for 20 minutes on my couch at 2 a.m. ready to shut off my recorder because I didn't hear nothing. I heard him approach, and then it was dead silent, and I'm going, I never heard him leave. Why wouldn't I hear him leave? And I'm sitting there for like 20 minutes, and then he started opening the zinger wrappers over there. And in those jars, there's peanut butter, and then there's a zinger wrapper, and they're torn open. There's no little teeth marks from a rodent. It is torn open like you and I have.
So you know it's not an animal. It'd be chewed up.
Correct.
A lot of observation.
And the other thing is this, and I've heard this a million times. Sometimes they don't come right back to the gifted chair, but that zinger ain't never touched. They must have something like a pheromone, I don't know, that marks it to where the other animals know not to touch it. Because there's no way a squirrel or a bird or a raccoon isn't going to come over and not eat it. Why are they not getting eaten? Why is it there a week? That's crazy. Think about it. Go throw something out right now in this yard. You'll see a squirrel come down and grab it, go back up in a tree. So when I sat there for 20 minutes in silence, and then I heard the wrapper start opening, I said, son of a bitch, he's been there the whole time. Imagine that. Imagine having a big creature like that, and you can't hear nothing.
Don't even know it.
It was shh. You know the sound? Nothing. And then he started going off, and then he found my recorder, and I felt guilty, like I betrayed him. But I could hear him wiggling it because it's an earth magnet, and you can hear like that, and then he picks it up, and you hear sniffing it. Oh yeah, it was startling. I'm like 2 a.m. I'm scared, like make sure my windows are locked, and I'm like a couple miles away from my research area. There they are again. What's that?
How about the other sound?
It's such a hard one to talk about, but I brought it up a lot today. So here's a profound thing. So and I let everybody listen to it without guiding them. You know how it is, right?
Yes.
You want to get that validation from somebody who perhaps wasn't there.
Yes.
And if they hear what you heard, that's another form of evidence, right?
Yeah, that's what we do with the EVPs. Yeah.
Correct. And then we did that with the gulp. So people are like, is that a gulp? So I'm like, yeah, there it is. So we let it out there. We believe he came over and kind of did like the squat where he just sits there eating, right? And all of a sudden, yeah, this huge like, and I went, was that a fart? Pardon me, don't tell my mom I said that in front of a lady. She's in heaven. She might slap me. But we heard a fart. I 100, and I just passed it along to other people to hear, and that's what they came up with as well, right, Andy? Andy heard it. So isn't that, it's nuts? It's absolutely crazy. So we're getting to know their habits and their the chewing was. Yep. And then he was chewing, and then he found it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you heard him open it up. You knew he put it in his mouth, and then there was that loud sound. And I played it for Wojo on his truck because he has the Bose system.
I want to hear that later.
We'll take it. He has it.
Okay.
On his phone. He carries all the stuff on his phone. I got 7 kids. I can't carry nothing on my phone with pictures of kids. You know what I mean? I'm sure my wife sent me like 10 of them already today. My 2-year-old I haven't been away from ever this long. So me and him are having withdrawals. We're like he's my puppy because he can't say buddy. So his nickname's Puppy. But anyway, so we have an amazing research area. We're very blessed, and I'm blessed you guys sat down with me today. And please check us out and become.
Inviting us.
I love.
Awesome.
Well, I love this. This is impromptu conversation between humans, because humans don't like to converse no more. We all want to walk around with signs and be angry at each other. You know what I mean?
Cell phones.
The cell phones are the death of us. You know what I mean? And it's bullshit. You know, we really should open each other, up to that conversation, right? And have that, right? So I learned a few things from you guys today, right?
We learned a lot from you. I love that.
I love it too.
Bonding with Bigfoot. That's amazing. That's truly amazing.
Very profound. Yeah. It's very, very profound. And I tell people, because I have a life like Forrest Gump. I've always gotten into situations, so to speak, right? And I told my brother about it. He was one of the only ones I confided in. I told him, and he goes, I'm not surprised. I'm like, what? He goes, Rich, I'm not surprised that you're on the phone telling me that you have a family of Bigfoot living in your backyard. I'm not surprised. This is your life. This is what, and that's fine. I love that. I feel like I've been chosen by them.
Awesome.
Awesome. So it's pretty cool. So enjoy the rest of the festival, even in the rain. We're gonna have our conversation. I don't know if you'll be here later, but we're the last ones to speak. So I figured they want to, make sure everybody's gone before I open my mouth. What are you laughing at, Andy? That sounds about right. Yeah, you've been there. Thank you so much for sitting with me. Thank you so much. A pleasure. Please come part of the family. Like and subscribe and hit the notify.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much. So there you have it, folks. All right. Impromptu conversation with fellow humans, right? Imagine that. Something that we all should be doing, and that I always talk about. We should treat each other right? Enjoy ourselves, right? The same life changing. Oh, there's a Damien's there. Look at Sparky's here. Look at Sparky over here. What's up, Sparky? No, they do not. Nope. They do not. But pretty cool, right? Isn't that cool? Just get to meet some new people and have some conversation. Imagine that. We all should be doing that. Bye, guys. Thank you. See if Wojo's got that recording. Yeah.
His daughter has to sell her condo.
Yeah, so maybe we can get the FOT recording played for them. That'll be great, right, Andy? That'll be great, right?
Yep.
The FOT recording?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, so that's the good part about doing festivals and hanging up. You get to meet people, and it's not just a guy. I love talking to like Andy and Mike Tinsley's over there. Hey, jerk, what's up? I don't know if you guys, I sent the video to the Banter crew. What's up, Ben, over in the UK? What's up, my man? Good to see you. Where you going? What? I don't think anybody's ever said that to me. I'm looking for Jessica Carlozzi so I can give her a moxie. What a weirdo. Get out of here, you freak. Come back and sit down with me later. All right, brother. That's Mike Tinsley, New Hampshire Bigfoot Research Society. Brandy, talk with you later. Was Brandy leaving or is Sam leaving? Good to get away from the screens for human interaction. Yeah, it's good. You know what I mean? But you learn things when you open your mouths and have the conversation, and don't be afraid of the ridicule or whatever the case might be. Ghost Girl, off to the gym. We'll see you guys later. Yes, please be around 6 p.m. What is it? Only 1:29. The rain's slowing down. I'm going to grab my phone and roam around and start talking to people. So that'll be on YouTube Live only. I'm not going to pull up my restream for that. I'm going to do it right off of YouTube. We'll have a live event. We'll go around. We'll meet the vendors. We'll see their products and some 3D prints and some kick-ass Bigfoot stuff here. I got to be careful not to spend a bunch of money and have to lug it all home, because everything I see, I'm like, ooh, I want that. Because I'm a child, right? We all know that. So sorry my amazing co-host wasn't here. He's over there talking to a bunch of people and networking and sharing our evidence with them. So I'm going to go say hi to them right now. I want you guys to keep climbing. The show goes on at 6 p.m. tonight, no matter what. And watch for the YouTube Live, everybody, please. So I'm going to jump out of here. Andy, can you do Wojo for us? Thank you for joining us.
We'll be back later. The home of the boom.
There it. Don't tell anybody, but he did it better than Wojo. Everybody keep climbing. Thank you, Baby Jack. I love you, Baby Jack. I love Mama. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Thank you for sitting in with me. Watch for the rest of the evening, because we're probably going to go live later on YouTube. It's going to be a kick-ass, fun-filled day.